No new answers regarding the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa. Friday, the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office telling us they do not believe carbon monoxide played a role.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're breaking down all of the known details surrounding two-time Academy Award winner Gene Hackman's mysterious passing.
What we know right now is authorities found the couple dead. A search warrant for the home says Hackman's body was found near the kitchen.
Given the sensitive, tragic nature of the case, viewer discretion is advised.
How's Mama?
Fine.
Sister?
Tell the best to you.
Don't have to. Won't be that prison food.
No. That's a married life. And you know what they say. It's the face powder that gets a man interested. Yeah. But it's the bacon powder that keeps him home. Huh? Hey, I want you to meet my wife, Blanche. This is my baby brother.
Before we get into the facts of the iconic actor's death, a quick recap for the uninitiated. Born Eugene Allen Hackman in January 1930, the future Lex Luthor was a latecomer to Hollywood. Toiling away in the industry for years without major signs of success, Hackman first garnered critical recognition while performing on Broadway in the 1960s, which was his gateway into film work. A major breakthrough was his first Oscar nomination for 1967's Bonnie and Clyde, in which he appeared as Clyde's older brother Buck Barrow.
It was either you or him, wasn't it?
What?
The guy that you killed, you had to do it, didn't you? It was either you or him.
You put me on the spot. I had to.
You had to do it, right?
I had to.
I know you did. Don't say anything to Blanche about that.
Finally, the early 1970s proved to be Hackman's time to shine. A second Oscar nomination for I Never Sang for My Father, followed by a win for director William Friedkin's smash hit The French Connection, turned the Hollywood veteran into a 41-year-old overnight success. From this point on, Hackman was nothing if not a bona fide old-school leading man, working consistently in both leading and supporting parts. Best known for his tough guy roles, Hackman appeared in a wide variety of instant classics, like Superman, Hoosiers, Mississippi Burning, and The Royal Tenenbaums. Having won a second Oscar for Clint Eastwood's 1992 Best Picture winner Unforgiven, Hackman decided to call cut on his career in 2004.
What is all that wood?
Well, that's for my porch. Yeah, I'm building a porch here so I can sit up in the evening and smoke my pipe, drink coffee, and watch the sunset. Well, came all the way out here just to take a look at her, huh?
The actor's final two films were the 2003 John Grisham adaptation Runaway Jury and the goofy satire Welcome to Mooseport, in which Hackman played a former U.S. president alongside comedian Ray Romano. Following these last projects, Hackman retired to his home in New Mexico, where he lived with his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa. The two had married in 1991.
I never wanted to be anything but an actor. George Scott had a line in Patton that I think is appropriate. God help me, I love it. I truly do.
In a 2009 interview with British film magazine Empire, Hackman described the simple health-related reasons that he had given acting the pink slip. Although he had never formally announced the end of his career, Hackman described it as the right choice for him, revealing that, quote, "My doctor advised me that my heart wasn't in the kind of shape that I should be putting it under any stress." In his final years, Hackman focused on writing novels of historical fiction and was a local fixture in Santa Fe, often seen riding his bike around the neighborhood. However, the actor's quiet, peaceful retirement would come to a disturbing end in 2025.
A really bizarre story. Gene Hackman and his wife, along with their dog, all found dead in their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now, as you said, police have said that no foul play is suspected, but they have not given a cause of death. This investigation is ongoing.
February 26, 2025 marked not only a sad day for the actor's family and fans, but one that raised more questions than one would expect upon the passing of a 95-year-old man. Tragically, the bodies of Hackman, Arakawa, and one of the couple's dogs were found lifeless at their Santa Fe home during a wellness check.
An individual arrived to perform maintenance on the residence, became concerned after receiving no answer, and contacted neighborhood security to conduct a welfare check. Security then checked on the residence and observed Mr. Hackman and Miss Arakawa on the ground unresponsive through a window and called 911.
According to the New York Times, quote, "An open prescription bottle and scattered pills were discovered near Arakawa's body on a counter in the bathroom." The results of deeper investigation into the matter yielded more confusion. There was no sign of external trauma to either Hackman or Arakawa, and if there had been a deadly carbon monoxide leak, then it somehow went totally undetected. Based on the sheriff's department's initial investigation, it appeared as though both the actor and his wife had fallen suddenly, and evidence suggested that the two had died over a week before they were initially discovered. In a search warrant affidavit, Detective Roy Arndt came to the conclusion that, quote, the circumstances surrounding the death of the two deceased individuals to be suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation.
Collected from the residence, from this search warrant, there were 2 green in color cell phones, 2 bottles of medication, 1 bottle of over-the-counter Tylenol, My Request medical records, and a 2025 monthly calendar.
Time has helped to make sense of some of what happened to Hackman and Arakawa, but not all of it. According to friends of the couple, the fact that the Academy Award winner could no longer be seen riding his bike around was the first red flag. Couple Daniel and Barbara Linehan, decades-long friends of the Hackman family, spoke to People magazine, claiming that Hackman's health had been on the decline for some time.
Breaking news, you're looking at video of one of the last times Oscar winner Gene Hackman, a known recluse in recent years, was seen in public. As we're learning incredible new details this hour about the circumstances surrounding his death. His front door open, scattered pills on the bathroom countertop, 1 dog dead in the closet, 2 still alive on the property.
They shared that they believed Hackman to be, quote, essentially homebound, and that, quote, Betsy tried to keep him kind of active via puzzles and Zoom yoga. She was still trying to keep him as active and engaged and healthy as possible. However, the most confounding part of the Linehans' interview, the shocking reveal that Arakawa was supposedly in perfect health and, quote, so fit. This was in addition to staunch measures she took to protect herself and her husband from COVID-19, as well as closely monitoring his diet, according to Hackman's friend Doug Lanham.
No, dude, they're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
Inside, deputies found the couple's bodies in different rooms and say they appeared to have been there for some time. Hackman in a mudroom, his wife in a bathroom near a space heater, with an open prescription bottle on the counter and pills scattered around. Deputies say she had obvious signs of death and body decomposition.
So already something strange is afoot. Stranger still, that the Hackman's friends' accounts are directly contradicted by statements made by the actor's daughter, Leslie Ann. Speaking to the British Daily Mail, Leslie Ann admitted to not having spoken to or seen her father in some months, but shared her assessment that, quote, despite his age, he was in very good physical condition, and that, quote, there was no indication that there was any problem in the months leading up to his passing.
Darlene and Doug, the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and the Santa Fe Fire Department holding a press conference just about 2 hours ago. They tell us Gene Hackman may have been dead for about 10 days or so. So according to Sheriff Adon Mendoza, the last event on Hackman's cardiac monitor is on February 17th. We asked him if it's right to assume that's the day Hackman may have died. He told us yes.
Authorities investigating Hackman and Arakawa's deaths have confirmed that they don't suspect foul play, but as we mentioned earlier, they are regarding the situation as, quote, suspicious. The New Mexico Gas Company, as reported upon by USA Today, shared that, quote, there are no signs or evidence indicating that there were any problems associated to the pipes in and around the residence.
So we have our meters do multiple readings across multiple spectrums. I won't go into that details, but none of our meters picked up anything in the house. So all of our meters were 0 across the board, and so that was clearly done, and that was mostly for our safety too. Was the sheriff's department was there for a long time, the fire department was there for a long time. We wanted to make sure our people were safe and there was no hazards in the room.
Toxicology reports on both Hackman and Arakawa will take some months to process and analyze. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. In the meantime, the one thing that isn't up for debate is Hackman's towering legacy. In a statement released by his family, the actor's daughters and granddaughter wrote that, quote, he was loved and admired by millions around the world for his brilliant acting career. But to us, he was always just dad and grandpa.
Well, sir, you were a cowardly son of a bitch. You just shot an unarmed man.
Well, he should have armed himself. He's gonna decorate his saloon with my friend.
You'd be William Money out of Missouri. Killer of women and children.
That's right.
Hackman's close friend and collaborator, the Oscar-winning actor and director Clint Eastwood, shared that, quote, there was no finer actor than Gene. Intense and instinctive, never a false note. He was also a dear friend whom I will miss very much. Director Francis Ford Coppola, who worked with Hackman on The Conversation, shared on Instagram that he, quote, mourned his loss and celebrated his existence and contribution. Peter Bradshaw, film critic for The Guardian, summed up that contribution by musing that Hackman's death, quote, marks the end of one of the greatest periods of U.S. cinema, the American New Wave, and that, quote, he was the character actor who was really a star.
You still consider me your father?
Sure I do.
I wish I had more to offer in that department.
I know you do, Pop.
What was your favorite Gene Hackman performance? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.